So what about the shows that you're in a lot more often, like Orbis Report or Cheap Cosplay or Awesome Comics? Why exactly did those shows stop? Out of curiosity.
A lot of time it's just interest or time constraints. So Awesome Comics was, I always hate. I feel like I sound like such a entitled person to say like, well, Awesome Comics got. We wouldn't get more than 15,000 views when I know there's like people who would die for 15,000 views. But in the grand scheme of things of us as a channel that has 1 million subscribers, that was like nothing. And so it was costing them more money to make it than it was bringing in.
I see.
So that just makes sense. You know, like we had our year run, we had kind of had our fun, and it didn't make logical business sense to do it anymore. So those shows.
Is that the same with Orbis Report and Cheap Cosplay also?
Oh, $20 cosplay was because the pandemic, really.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot.
Yeah. We tried to do a couple of pandemic episodes, and it just wasn't the same. It was very stressful for us to try to build those at home with what we had without going thrifting. And so, like, we would love to do it again, but, like, at this time, still, we're all not feeling 100% safe about doing thrifting. And we would love to pick it back up, but that was a pandemic casualty, because really, there was only, like, 5 episodes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at one point we were talking about, and I'm pretty sure even Doug has mentioned something about this before. At one point we were talking about even expanding to a second channel, and $20 cosplay was going to be on that second channel where we could put things like Awesome Comics and $20 cosplay and like other ideas that other of us had pitched, that could go on the second channel without bringing down the analytics of the main channel. But it ended up not working out and kind of didn't make sense. Part of that is because YouTube changes its algorithm so much and never really lets the creators know what's going on.
Yeah.
So like it made sense with the old algorithm for us to make a second channel with those things, because we were kind of getting penalized for having videos that were doing poorly in relative to other videos. But then they changed it again, and now I don't even know. Now it's like, actually any content is good content, doesn't matter if it's getting 5,000 views or 500,000 views. So like then it threw everything off. So YouTube just needs to get its shit together.
For sure. So do you think Orbis Report will go on a second channel if you guys ever decide to go down that path?
Probably not, because at this point Orbit Report and Awesome Comics have kind of fused into Awesome Comics and Coffee, which we have on Saturday mornings on the channel Awesome Twitch. So because part of the problem with Orbit Report was we were filming that on a Saturday, and then it would come out on a Monday, and it was an entertainment news show. So within those 2 days, like Saturday night into Sunday, some other things would come out, and then the video would be posted on Monday, and the comments would be like, why didn't they talk about this trailer that dropped on Saturday night? Or like, why didn't they even bring up this thing that happened on Sunday? Like, you're supposed to be an entertainment news show and you're talking about things that happened last Wednesday? And it's like, that's a valid point. You know, like we need that kind of, Twitch is a better platform for that because it's a lot more real time. You have the ability to like, I could be on Twitter, or even, this is a great example. Last weekend, not this weekend, but last weekend, was the Netflix event, the To Doom event. And it was simultaneously being broadcast while we were doing Awesome Comics and Coffee. And in the past, if that was happened during an Orbit Report, we just had to be like, well, I guess we're just not talking about this stuff. But with Awesome Comics, the way it is, I could pause what we were doing and be like, hey, Netflix is showing the opening sequence to the Cowboy Bebop. Let's go watch that right now. You know, so like having that as a live format just really helps to be able to be a better presenter for something like an entertainment news show. So that's a long way of saying I don't think Orbit Report is ever coming back on YouTube, because Twitch is just so much of a better venue for it.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Motown Downtown.